Drake's Fang should be just beyond these springs. Shall we press on?
Wow, this is like a chalk desert. It's like really white. Ah.
What is it? I'm in no mood for chatter.
Sorry. Do you mind if I ask your trade?
Hunter, why?
I have a question. Can you tell me what makes a good carving knife? I assume you use one out in the field.
Has to be able to put up with some punishment. Can't be dealing with a brittle blade, not while I'm on the hunt. If your knife snaps every time you use it, you'll be spending coin as fast as you make it. Times are hard enough as it is.
Thank you. I won't keep you any longer.
All business, eh? Man after my own heart.
So, a carving knife should be hard-wearing and hold an edge. Hardly a revelation. Let's hope Sava had better luck than I did.
Silver platters, plates and pots, bowls and...
Kneaded to a silken softness.
It would make a
My
fine
carpets
board.
have brighter places.
So, how'd it go? You learn it?
Only that a blade should be durable and stay sharp. But I don't see how that relates to the spirit of Dalamil.
I didn't have much luck either. All the cook said was that he needs his knives to be light. Too heavy and they do his shoulder in.
So we're no better off than when we started. Perhaps Lubor didn't mean anything with his Dalamil remark. But that can't be right. I've bandied enough words with the man to know that he chooses them carefully. No. We must be missing something. Something right in front of our noses, most likely.
No doubt you're right, but I have to make a start soon. I can't put off making this knife forever.
Agreed. Lubor wouldn't like that much.
Right. I've been trained to work iron. The cheap stuff, mind. But it's hardy enough if you don't hammer it too thin, and it sharpens up nicely with a bit of effort. Trouble is, it's either durable or it's light. Meaning someone is going to be disappointed. Forge Master Lubor, probably.
Is there no one else you can turn to? Someone who knows their metals, perhaps?
The other apprentices know better than to help me with my test. But maybe there is someone I could turn to. A merchant, a favourite of Forge Master Lubor's, who sells metals to tradesmen passing through the Valcroy. I bet she'd know a thing or two.
Ready, go?
Right. Oh fuck. Whoa. Alright.
All right.
How am I supposed to get over there? Oh, okay. Searching the wrong desert. I think that's my objective. Oh no. Huh. Gone the wrong way. Fast travel back.
Well, this is no good.
Is it true what I'm hearing?
Not this one.
Ready, go? Any luck? Or will you be needing help with your bags?
Well, I asked her, but... Oh, you tell him.
If you're looking to make a knife that will impress a master like Lubor, there are options. They're just not that viable. Featherlight adamantite knives will get passed from generation to generation, never needing so much as a lick of the whetstone. But adamantite ore is unique to ash, so doesn't come cheap.
And it's beyond my skill to handle.
Unique to ash. Are there any materials unique to Dalamil? Something which could be mixed with iron to refine it. Make it lighter.
What are you getting at?
You said that Lubor trained you to work iron. Then that's what he'll expect you to use. But he would have known that it would either be too heavy or too brittle for a carving knife. Perhaps his Dalamil remark wasn't a riddle, but a hint.
If it's cheap metal you're using, then there's always limestone, I suppose. Folk first settled Dalamil to get at her mineral deposits. And, if you know the trick, it can be melted down in the furnace to drive out impurities from low-quality iron.
Bloody hell! That must be it! I don't suppose you know the trick, do you?
It's hardly my speciality, but I've been around enough blacksmiths to know how it works.
Looks like I've got some learning to do. Clive, I hate to ask after all that you've done for me, but...
Limestone? Fine. I can hardly abandon you now. Besides, I want to know if this is the answer to Lubor's little riddle.
I can't thank you enough, Clive. You'll have no trouble finding limestone over in the terraces. The place is bloody made of it.
Then I suppose I'll meet you back at the forge.
Right you are. I'll see you shortly. So, do you crush it up, or just throw it in the furnace?
Yeah, we're travelling back. Because I'm lazy.
Well, this is no good. I was hoping to get out of the heat for a little while.
Is it true what I'm hearing?
My carpets.
The most fragrant herbs and spices.
Yeah, straight ahead.
To a silken softness.
Lights and buds! Hanging lanterns! Keep it up!
We should get going soon. Do you have water?
I suppose that's why it's all white.
One rock looks a lot like another. But hopefully this is what Sava needs.
Come on, girl. The gate's open now. We can press on. Ready, go? Fly, Ambrosia.
What the hell are those?
This is it.
By the flames. That explains the heat. Over here!
Bath bomb.
This one. Get him. Farewell. Over here. This one. Over here. Sick. Get up. Frying pan. I need it. This one. Second. Go to him. Second. Over here. Go to him. Get him.
Hey. Job's good.
Let's cool things down a bit. Let's hope it's enough to keep the baths from boiling.
Alright, let's travel back.
is no good. I was hoping to get out of the heat.
I wasn't sure how much you'd need, but I hope this is enough.
You are one of the good ones, you know that. You and that merchant both, she's got quite a gift for teaching that one. Now, time to see if limestone is the secret weapon we were hoping for.
Very crude looking knife.
That'll do, I reckon. A knife forged from the very rocks of Dalamil. Her spirit, if you will.
It's a fine-looking blade.
I only hope Master Lubor agrees.
That sounds like my cue. And just as well. I was getting tired of waiting.
I'm sorry, Forge Master Lubor.
Let's take a look then, shall we? First things first, Sava, do you think this is a carving knife worthy of the fine people of Dalamil?
I'd like to think so. But what do you think?
What do I think indeed?
Looks like a caveman's knife.
It's sharp-ish, but it won't last long with hard use. And it's heavy, heavier than it should be. You might not think it just to hold it for a moment, but sell that to a cook and you'll never hear the end of it. It looks like someone paid a visit to the terraces. The limestone was a step in the right direction, granted, but one that still leaves you short of the mark.
And I was so certain I had it all worked out.
I don't know who you found to teach you that little trick, but it certainly shows initiative. Next question. How much do you think I would charge if I'd made this?
Well, if it took you even a fraction of the time it took me, I would say you could demand a heavy purse.
And who would be able to pay that? The butcher? The hunter? The cooks over at the inn? Dalamil is home to humble traders, not wealthy lords and ladies. Rule number 1 in any business, Sava, know your customers.
Yes, Forge Master.
This is just about passable. But only just. I'd say you're worth keeping around a little longer. Starting tomorrow, you'll have an anvil of your own.
I will. Thank you. I was wondering, what would you do if you were asked to forge a carving knife?
I'd do what I always do. Ask who it's for. If it was for the butcher, I'd make sure it holds an edge. For the hunter, I'd make it as tough as Titan. For the cook, light as a feather. And for the nobleman, I'd make it cost an absolute fortune.
There goes a master, all right.
It looks like congratulations are in order.
I couldn't have done it without you. So much for the Forge Master's riddle, though, eh? The spirit of Dalamil had nothing to do with limestone or anything much at all. Meaning, I had you run around for no good reason.
Yeah, cheers for that.
Test. That's all that matters. You'll have a forge of your own in no time.
And when I do,
Well, you said you got one
I'll
tomorrow.
craft you the finest carving knife you have ever seen.
Okay. Let's get the other quests. Let's talk to him for a bit.
What is it now? You and I
Have more in common than you might think. Not only are we both masters of the blade, but and devilishly handsome to boot. But we are both second people to bear our respective names.
What?
You didn't think Rosina Delamille was my own invention, did you? It's the name of my master. I inherited it from her, along with her title and her smithy. Ensuring that her name lived on was the least I could do after all she did for me. She plucked me from the streets and put my less than nimble fingers to work making blades instead of trouble.
Alas.
She was to leave my life as suddenly and as unexpectedly as she had entered it. I swore to follow in her footsteps that I might change others' lives as she had mine. That is why I kept her forge alive. Why I play the desert hare. Why I care for the orphans of Dalamil. Indeed, I had thought my obligations to Renz and Draker to be my most pressing concern. That is until the infamous Cid made a surprise reappearance. Rather muddied the waters.
Still?
I suppose there's enough for me to go around, but do forgive me if the desert hare isn't always at your beck and call, won't you?
Ours is a blessed corner of the Velcroy.
A veritable oasis, with clear running water and natural hot springs. I don't doubt that people have been gathering here since long before the founding of the Republic. Since it was founded, they've been gathering in even greater numbers to serve the needs of the miners who work at Drake's Fang, and the soldiers who guard it. And serve them they did, lining their coffers far from the prying eyes and grasping fingers of the Republican excisemen. Not that edicts from Randella carry much weight in these parts. Dalamil has long been something of a law unto itself. Here, those with the most money or the most friends make the rules.
At least they did.
Until Kupka built that castle of his at the heart of the Mother Crystal. Dalamil has been Titan's fiefdom ever since. And while his men may be liberal with their coin, they are anything but in the exercising of their authority, which, as I'm sure I don't need to tell you, is absolute.
So,
you see why those with the people's best interest at heart took it upon themselves to organise their own protection, my predecessor chief among them.
how very fitting.
That the noble soldiers of Dalmekia and Walud, partners in arms on so many battlefields, should also become partners in crime. Still, the merchants of Dalamil will be relieved to see them brought to justice. Many have been driven almost to ruin for want of crystal. Sure, they would all be rushing to thank you for the service you have done them, if of course they had any idea what you had done.
Of course.
Of course, as long as we remain reliant on the power of the crystals, we leave ourselves open to such exploitation. People are such greedy, needy creatures.
There's simply no other way.
Clive, you must bring down each and every mother crystal in the twins, and put an end to people's thoughtless dependence on them. Do try not to disappoint me.
Don't be a stranger.
I won't.
The finest fabric!
Take a sniff, good sir. Fresh bread, warm from the oven.
Plates and pots!
There he is.
And basins!
Man, I was hoping we'd be seeing you again. The baths grow more bearable by the moment.
It won't be long now before we are back to business as usual.
I'm glad to hear it.
Now, tell me this. What did you find at the terraces? What threatened to make me a pauper?
Not what I expected, that's for certain.
You tell a fine story. That's not to say I don't believe you, though. Creatures made of flame, eh? That's something new to worry about. But I burdened you with my worries enough already. Here, a small something by way of thanks. Right. It's high time I got back to work. With a little luck, the day might yet be salvaged.
Oh. I think I need some of that, actually. Alright, let's go,
Lanterns, keep the darkness from your...
I'm gonna do this quest. Oh, what you got?
Anything I can interest you in?
Oh, I've already bought that, okay.
My thanks. Here you are. Fare you well.
We should get going soon. Do you have water?
Fly, Ambrosia.
Come on, girl. The gate's...
That's the hot springs. Okay.
Get that damned wagon fixed! Unless you'd rather our men in Dalamil starved.
The axle's gone, Captain. There's nothing I can...
The jaw.
There it is. Drake's Fang.
Jeez. It's a big
Look
old,
who will be hiding inside.
big old bunch of crystal there.
Along with goodness knows how many guards, all on highest alert. You'll need to keep your wits about you if you're to reach him. So be careful.
I will, Uncle.
Before you go, Clive, allow me to apologize. After what befell at Phoenix Gate and the crisis that followed in its wake, I fled. I retreated to my counting house and danced attendance upon the vicereine in the hope it would bring me favor. I betrayed my nation to save my skin, like the coward I am. And I'm sorry.
Uncle, please.
It's not too late, Clive. Rosaria is yours by right, and there are those that would help you to take it back. Had I the courage of my brother, I might already have done so. But that ship has sailed. You, however...
No. Forgive me, but I cannot. I fight to build a new world now. A better world. Where men can live and die on their own terms. I was raised in a nation that strove to improve the plight of bearers. Only later did I realize that spark of freedom did not arise by chance, but was kindled by my father. You would see me follow in his footsteps.
Excuse me.
And that is exactly what I mean to do. Not by ruling Rosaria, but by extending his ideals to the whole of the twins. Though every soul in the realm may judge my actions heresy, I am certain my cause is just.
You really are just like him, you know? Thank you, Clive, for coming back to me. I am proud to call you nephew. Well then, this is where we must part ways. Wish me luck in convincing my Canvarian friend to share his considerable talents. I mean to plunder his coffers and prove myself worthy of a place in your merry band. Till then, my boy.
Till then, go safely, Uncle.
And you, nephew. We have much to catch up on, you and I. I shall expect you to regale me with the tales of all your adventures when next we meet. You can regale me too, Torgal.
I'm coming for you, Kupka.
Okay, I'll be right back.